Do you know about any of the politics that Peter was talking about with like the Wah Ching or anything like that? Do you ever have any experiences with them?
No, no. But the Wah Ching wanted to. Well, the Wah Ching got kicked out by the Joe Boys, so they had nowhere to go. So they sent. There's a lot of people from over about a dozen of them came over to New York City at that time. They got kicked out, so they wanted to take the streets back over there from the Joe Boys. So they wanted the Ghost Shadows to help, and that's when Peter Chen offered his help and flew down there. And it was a failed attempt to take the streets back. Then they came back, and when they came back, Peter got arrested on that murder charge, and then the Wah Ching figured, okay, now is our chance to take it over, and from Nicky Louie. So they tried to kill Nicky Louie. So 2 Wah Ching members tried to kill Nicky Louie, and those 2 Wah Ching members got arrested and sent to Rikers, and one of them was in the same block at Rikers Island with Peter Chen, but Peter Chen didn't know that that was one of the guys who tried to kill his boss, Nicky Louie. And that Wah Ching guy didn't tell him that he was in there for that charge.
Wow.
So they did their time together, and then when Peter came out, then he realized that that was an attempt made by the Wah Ching to take over Ma Street from the Ghost Shadows, but it was also a failed attempt.
How did because the Wah Ching were so strong, right? How did they get overpowered by the Joe Boys then if they had the advantage of being so strong before?
Numbers. The numbers. Joe Boy had the numbers.
But he came from the Wah Ching though, right?
Who?
Joe, right? The founder?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came from the Wah Ching, right? So wouldn't the Wah Ching already have more numbers? Like how did he recruit so many people so fast to overtake the Wah Ching?
Well, that's a West Coast thing, right? From what I understand, the Joe Boys branched off from them, so they knew the inner workings of the Wah Ching.
Oh, I guess you're
And
right. So there's
yeah,
the advantage right there.
yeah. So they and also a lot of Wah Ching went to prison, so they were at a disadvantage, and then I guess the Joe Boys grew pretty quickly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You have any experiences with the triads?
Experience with triads.
Yeah.
You used to interview with Big Head. He's a triad member and he's a Dongwon member. So
I
he's
would
a
love to
Chinatown gang
interview him
member and
too.
a triad member.
Yeah.
Maybe one day you should interview Big Head.
Yeah, I would love to do that. But your personal experiences, like whether it was as a detective or a gang member in the streets, did you have many interactions?
My uncle was a triad member, 14K, one of the original members from
Wow.
from the early 60s, maybe even the 50s. Yeah, long time.
And this was the uncle that was telling you about the bullet holes in the street and how like to stay away from the guys.
No. This is my uncle from my father's side. I, you know what? I wrote 2 chapters about him in my book, but it's just too many stories that they edited out. So one day maybe I'll talk about on my channel. He's got some stories. Yeah.
And okay, well, can you at least just say like was he operating internationally or he was operating in America?
Oh, he mostly in Hong Kong,
In Hong Kong. Okay,
because by
got
the
you.
time he came to America, he didn't do any of the illegal activities over here in the U.S. He came here illegally, so he just stay low. But in Hong Kong, I think there's he served like in 4 out of the 5 prisons in Hong Kong. At that time, I believe in the 70s, there was only like maybe 5 or 7 prisons, but he's serving like 4 out of the 5 or 7. Yes, some stories.
What about okay, so did you ever have any interactions with like Yakuza or anything like that? Or they're just
No,
not enough Japanese people in New York, that's
mm,
why.
no, no, we never came across them. No, none of the people I knew from the streets, even back then, current day, or the interviews I did. No, like Yakuza is different. different, very different. You're
Right.
talking about a whole different race, the Japanese and the Chinese, and they really don't deal with each other too much. And they're more like on the corporate level, don't you think? Like they got their hands involved with like
Yeah, they're involved in like every facet of society in Japan
everything.
pretty much.
Yeah,
It's pretty crazy.
even part of the government, part of the
Businessmen.
businesses, the owners of you know investment buildings and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Different
So it's
levels.
not like that in China at all. The Yakuza, I mean, the triads don't operate like that at all in China.
The the Trias is Hong Kong. Uh, Not in China. They don't have any that
Oh,
kind of
well,
thing
in
in
Hong
China.
Kong, they don't operate like that at all.
Hong Kong before China took it back. Yeah, in Hong Kong they operate like that. They penetrated the police department, the corrections department. Yeah, they had their hands in everything. Even the movie industry, everything. The Triads had their hands in everything.
How do you even combat something like that? Just
It's hard.
yeah,
It's very hard because they. I mean, look what happened now. When China took it over, then it's all up to the government. If the government allows it, then you'll be able to exist. But yeah, you need a whole different government, I would say. You need
right.
all these regime changes in order to combat something like that.
So you split your time between New York and the Philippines, right? Why was China not an option for you?
Because China is not retirement friendly to expats like from other countries.
Mm.
You They will only give you a visa, for X amount of days. Then you have to leave the country, renew your visa, and go back. So I'm looking for retirement-friendly countries for the US.
But there's a decent Chinese population in the Philippines, though, right?
You're talking about Chinese from China, or
Well, because I know they celebrate like Chinese New Year there, don't they?
yeah, but they're not the Chinese Filipinos.
Right. Well, you know what I mean. But like
You're not
it's
talking about Chinese from mainland China. They go
mm,
there to
well at one time they were right, because I mean
yeah, just like the Chinese Americans here in this
right.
country. Yeah, we're Americans, we're Chinese, but we are Americans. So we do celebrate Chinese New Year here in the US as well.
Well, what was it like for you interacting with the population there?
I love it. Yeah, everyone's so friendly. Yeah. And yeah, the weather's nice. And what's there to complain? It's really nice there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's only a couple of countries that caters to retirees. Yeah. Not It's just a handful as far as the visa is concerned, because the most important thing is the visa. You know.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Mike. I just want to thank you again for your time, man. Is there anything else you want to say to the people?
That's it. I mean, thanks for having me back. And again, hopefully you get to finish the interview part two with Kids Eye. Give it a
Yeah,
chance.
absolutely. How's he doing, by the way? With you guys just hanging out right now?
Yeah, yeah. It's the weekend, so we
Yeah.
have some free time. Just hanging out today. Yeah.
Okay.
We spent 3 hours with you already, so
Right, right. Yeah. All right. Thank
yeah,
him for me. All right, Mike. And I
yeah,
thank you
we
for your
got it.
time.
You got it. Thank you,
Yeah.
Panda.
All right.
Take care.